We are a month into the season, and the Mariners have a .500 record at 10-10, and they are tied for first place in the division. It was a slow start, but we got there. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Sogcast. I'm Patrick.
I'm Matt.
And I'm Garrett.
I mean, first things first, tied for first place.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
We,
Some just say first place.
tied. But we got a doubleheader on Sunday against the Rockies. We could potentially sweep them, too, have back-to-back sweeps. That would be pretty gnarly.
That'd be
excellent.
nice. We could do that all in one day.
It's true. And we might be sitting in first place at the end of that.
We're already in first place.
It's just shared. There is someone there with us.
We do see
You just
Texas
don't have to
soon.
keep saying it. You can just say first place.
Yeah, but it brings me back to the time, this was like 2-3 years ago. The Mariners were in first place for like one game. They jumped over the Astros, and they made the big thing about moving the flag over at the stadium because at T-Mobile, the flags that they have in the outfield are lined up by where the teams are in their division.
They don't touch that A's flag very often.
No, it's
just where it
cemented
is,
in.
yeah.
But they made a big deal of switching the Mariners and the Astros, putting them in first place. And then the Mariners lost it the next day and didn't even come close the rest of the season to coming back into first place.
You know, I was looking at our record last year, all year long. Do you remember how 500 we were? Like, how mediocre we were all the way through to the All-Star break until we had a couple 8-win winning streaks.
A 14 in there
Yeah, I mean,
in August or something.
We're the most mediocre team until we got super hot in August and went like 25-4 or some crazy shit like that.
Well, it seemed like last year I was always saying win one, lose one, finish 81-81. And it was a lot of 500 ball until, that hot stretch in August.
Well, it's nice to see the Mariners pull it out. We were like 6-10 or something at one point. It was not looking great at the beginning of this week, but the boys really turned it around. The offense is surging. The pitching is looking dominant. I love that all of our guys are going deep into games and slicing and dicing out there. I mean, we can get right into it. Let's recap the games that happened this whole last week.
I'll catch you all up. Sunday's game. Not good.
It wasn't great.
That was the last game of the Cubs season, and it was miserable.
Yeah, the
Cubs season, Cubs series.
The Cubs series, we had a chance to win that last game. I mean, Luis Castillo gave us a chance to win. It was a quality start. He went 6 innings and gave up 2 earned runs, but 3 runs total. And the error that was that third run was in the first inning when Luis Castillo himself threw the ball away and Suzuki scored and started off the game on the wrong foot.
Yes.
I always think it's funny that when a pitcher commits an error and that run scores, it's still an unearned run. You think there'd be like a little stipulation and be like, yeah, the run scored on an error, but the pitcher made the error. That's an earned run.
Super self-inflicted.
Yeah, it's always kind of funny that you could essentially save your ERA a point or two by making the error.
More errors.
Dude, Michael Busch was on a tear. He hit a home run in 3 straight games against us, one in each game of the series. This one was a 2-run home run to make it 3-0 in the 4th. And, I mean, at that point, Castillo had given up the damage he usually does. He did limit that damage, though. He struck out 9 guys, didn't walk anybody, gave up that 1 home run, 7 hits. Not that bad. That's pretty average. We'll see better from Castillo, which we did today.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about that in a bit.
Yeah.
But in that game, DeGuss, Spire, and Thornton, 3 innings pitched, 1 hit, 3 Ks, no walks. That's lockdown. That's what we need to see from those guys when it's a close game and we're behind. Dom Canzone saved Castillo's ass 1 inning too. He ran headlong into the wall, and I think we can kind of kick the Dom Canzone is lazy and left thing aside and apologize and just move on from that, because he did learn real quick and he's out there giving it everything he's got.
I think that play was him apologizing.
Yeah. He sprained his AC joint, the acromioclavicular joint right here at the distal end of your shoulder where that bump is, right where it connects to your clavicle. And it sucks to hear that, but he didn't break anything. He's out for what, 15 days or something like that. And that's okay. And we will move on. He put everything he had into that, and he threw the ball in from his butt.
I wanted to see that play because I was only listening on the radio. But Riz and Sims were saying that
He gave it a good huck.
yeah, Canzone from his butt on the warning track threw it to second on the fly after being injured, and I needed to see that replay because that
That's pretty
sounds
cool.
crazy.
Yeah. Polanco hit a 2-out, 2-run home run in the sixth to make it 3-2, put us right back in this game. We did everything we could in the eighth inning. We had the bases loaded with 1 out. Ty France grounded into a double play to end the inning.
He's been doing that a lot recently.
He has been known to ground into double plays. That one in particular, though, especially because he was one of the hottest hitters on the Mariners. You know, even just a week ago, like he was.
Is that
hitting
something
the
that Driveline can fix?
I don't think anything can make him faster.
He's going to hit ground
He's
balls.
fast, okay? We're good on Ty France being fast.
He needs to cut the shit on the ground into
Yeah.
double plays, dude. That's too many.
Yeah,
It is
too many
too many.
groundouts, man.
But yeah, that was a rough play. You know, he was seeing the ball so well. He was hitting it. And it was his time to shine, come through in that really big moment, and instead just ground ball up the middle, double play, inning over.
That was tough.
Yep.
The ninth inning, with 2 outs, Cal slapped one in the right field, got on first base. Julio didn't start this game, so he was on our bench. Luke Raley was up to bat, so we want to keep him at the plate because he can slap a home run. And apparently the matchup against the pitcher was good, so we didn't pinch hit Julio. And we put him on first base to pinch run, which is what you do in this situation. You put a guy on to steal second base, so a single ties up this ball game. But sure enough, Julio, frozen at first base, gets picked off. He wasn't locked into the situation, thinking a little bit too much about second base, was put in a unique situation for his skill set and his career. I think that's the first time he's been in that kind of situation coming off the bench, and yeah, he got picked off, and the game was over.
What a way to lose it. That
Yeah,
Frustrating.
especially when the rally was there.
you know, you just got a little bit of momentum with 2 outs, and
Like
your star player gets picked off to end the game. And that was the day that, I mean, all of us were pretty low on Mariner baseball.
yeah, that was tough.
I thought the whole thing was broken beyond repair.
What are you doing, Julio? Like, that feeling sucks when you're just watching or listening to the game and you're just like, oh, okay, like that.
And then it's done.
Cool. That's
That's how
fun.
the game's over.
and
Sick.
it just,
Like that was really hard.
Yeah.
It did not feel good. We had a losing record. We're losing to the Cubs when they're trying to hand us this win, and we just couldn't get it done.
There is a silver lining to that pickoff, though. Julio getting picked off made the Mariners front office realize, hey, we need some more speed on our bench.
That's right.
And with Canzone going down, we brought up Jonatan Clase, a 21-year-old kid. And talk about coming up firing. This kid is been insane his first week in the league.
4 days
4 days.
as of
and
today.
He's got, 5 RBIs? He almost hit an inside-the-park grand slam.
Yeah, that was insane.
We'll get into that. But, oh, man.
He's
But
making
yeah.
a difference immediately.
Canzone sort of Kellenicked a little bit.
A little,
Ever since Canzone hit that wall, the Mariners have been playing great baseball.
Oh, I see. He sacrificed himself, and then we went off.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that did happen last
takes
year.
an injury to bring the team together.
Yeah.
All right, well, Monday, that was Jackie Robinson Day.
Hey, what an exciting day.
Everyone wearing number 42 out there. Very cool. Jackie Robinson, the man. Love Jackie.
Did you see his wife was there? His wife is still alive. She's like 104 years old or something. That was crazy.
That's cool.
Yeah.
You see Jackie Robinson hit that ball?
See Jackie.
It went zooming over the left field wall.
Yeah,
That's not all.
that's not.
He
all.
stole home.
He stole home.
Yeah.
Jackie
hit that ball.
Hit that ball.
Yeah. I learned something about Jackie Robinson Day that I feel like I should have known. That Ken Griffey Jr. is responsible for Jackie Robinson Day.
Yeah, I guess so. I heard that story. I feel like I've heard it before, but I forget it every year, and it's the coolest thing, man. Ken Griffey Jr. asked the commissioner at the time if he could wear 42 to honor Jackie on a specific day, and he said, "Let me make a phone call," and called Jackie's wife. I forget her name at the moment, but yeah, and she, sure enough, she was like, "Yeah, of course. Ken Griffey Jr. can wear number 42 to honor Jackie. Yeah, duh." And so he did. And then, they came up with the whole idea that
everybody wears 42.
Yeah.
Yeah. Has it always been blue, Dodger blue? Or was it you just wear 42 on every jersey? Because this year, I think everybody's was Dodger blue. And I don't remember that happening.
Yeah, I think it's usually just team color, but it's probably another Fanatics fiasco.
Yeah,
we'll talk about that too. Let's get into Fanatic stuff in a second here.
Also, Jackie Robinson's wife, the amazing Rachel Robinson.
Rachel Robinson.
Of
course. Yeah, she has all the permission. Everyone calls her for anything Jackie. She's amazing, and we love Jackie Robinson Day. Everyone wearing 42 is always the coolest. It's April 15th, my dad's birthday, and tax day, but whatever.
And tax day.
Hey, shout out days.
The Mariners end up winning on Monday 9-3. Jonatan Clase making his debut this day.
Yes.
George Kirby went 6, 5 hits, 2 runs, 6 Ks, 0 walks as usual. Gave up 1 home run, but that's okay. What are you gonna do? I think it was Ellie De La Cruz, so he got a hold of one.
You get caught by the Ellie.
He's huge. He's electric.
Yeah, that guy's rad. He's so fun.
In the first inning, JP reaches base. Julio reaches base. Polanco boosts a 3-run home run right off the bat. It's 3-0 in the first. Frankie Montas was struggling early. He was trying to throw a splitter. Everything that was down, they left down. They weren't chasing. They were waiting for a pitch that was in the zone and elevated to put in the air to hit. It looked good. We're hitting line drives all over the field. Haniger hit a 2-run home run in the third and chased Montas out of the game. Really great to see that the Mariners can, even though it's a struggling pitcher, that they jump all over that guy and take advantage of that situation. Clase, he got his first hit as an RBI single in the 6th inning. Helps the Mariners out. Scored more runs. We won this game 9-3, so at this point we're just tacking on more runs. Another big inning in the 7th. Julio, Haniger, Polanco, France, Rayleigh, they all rally, make it 9-3. And after that, Spire gave up a solo home run. My voice is dying over here, you guys. Spire gave up his 0.0 ERA is what I'm trying to say. It's sad.
Oh, it was bound to happen.
It's going to be okay.
Yeah, he couldn't do it all year. Had to happen sometime. Saucedo K'd the side. Saucedo K'd the side in the 9th. We got the win. Luke Rayleigh hit a triple and had a bunt single in this game. I thought that was sick. The Mariners hadn't walked anybody for 3 straight games.
That was crazy. I think their final tally went up to 35 straight innings without allowing a walk. That is just phenomenal from our pitching staff. And that was one of the things that was hurting the Mariners in the first 2 weeks of the season is all the free base runners they were giving up. Just so hurt. Many walks and errors to start the season. And we're just really hurting the Mariners. So it's nice for them to go from their strongest point, which is their pitching being shaky, to then going multiple games in a row without allowing a walk. That's crazy.
And pitching's best friend, defense. Our defense has been really clean, and we've been giving up less errors, except for Luis throwing that ball away. I mean, this has been pretty strong defense.
Yep. And then Tuesday, they beat the Reds again, 3-1, to secure their first series win of the season.
We did it,
finally.
Boys.
Hey.
Yeah, that needed to happen badly.
Yeah, it did.
Oh, one thing I wanted to quick bring up about the Monday game again is one thing in particular that was super crazy. There was JP going down 0-2 and having an 8-pitch at bat and getting a walk. Then Julio Rodriguez down 0-2 has a 7-pitch at bat, gets a single, and then Polanco 7 pitches again, gets another walk, and they got the bases loaded with just taking up so many pitches. Yeah. And that was really great for our Mariners hitters especially, like it's one thing if you're 2-0 in the count and you get a multi-pitch, 7-pitch at bat. Like, that's still hard, but to be 0-2.
Foul,
and to battle,
foul.
And to work that count is just phenomenal, and that's a great piece of hitting from these players.
That's what we want to see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Tuesday, we saw that against Hunter Green. That dude threw 39 pitches in an inning.
Whew.
We really made that guy work. Chased him early, ended up getting the dub. I think that's really what we need to do is chase these starters super early, get to bullpens, and just mash these guys.
Well, so that's the thing too with the Mariners taking better at bats. They are getting the pitch counts up and getting into
and
these
it's working
bullpen.
well for us.
Yes,
it's a good formula.
Mm-hmm.
So Tuesday we had Logan Gilbert versus, like I said, Hunter Green. That was the matchup that day.
Good matchup.
We made Hunter Green work that day. Logan Gilbert had an amazing day.
Yeah,
Finally got his record up to 1-0. He pitched over 6 innings.
He got a decision, in his 4th start, finally.
Yeah, dude.
He's been crushing.
Mm-hmm.
Clase comes up clutch again. He's made an impact on this team in 4 days in the major leagues. On Tuesday, he had an RBI double. Garver scores. That was a weird call, too, because Garver slides in and ump's like, out! And then Rojas on the on-deck circle was like, no, look, he dropped the ball. And then I was like, I meant safe. I totally meant safe.
It's like, no, you're right.
Didn't even go to replay. He was just like, change the call on the fly.
It was cool to see him overturn it on the field like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else happened Tuesday?
We had the bases loaded. Garver had an RBI walk.
Hey.
That's Super Mariners.
Get him in. That's all that matters.
Hey, man, we'll take free runs. Julio robbed Steer of extra bases.
Oh, he's making a great play in the outfield. He overran that fly ball, right? And caught it behind himself. Yeah. That was sick.
His defense is nasty.
It is. He got out there quicker than he thought he got out there, man. That's sick. He's so good out there. That's literally the no-fly zone. That's not a joke.
And then, next inning, Julio throws out Ellie De La Cruz at third base.
That play was huge.
That was awesome. And he did it before
the runs.
Mariners legend Jake Fraley could cross the plate, so no run scores.
Also, was Jake Fraley hot dogging?
He kind of took a little bit off, the couple steps before home plate. It looked like he maybe jogged it a little bit. He wasn't expecting that throw to go hot into third base with Ellie running like that. So, he did the veteran couple slow steps into home.
And it cost him.
It did. Julio's throw looked kind of weird, like he kind of stumbled through the ball a little bit, but it was a very good throw. I don't know, he's more of an athlete than he is a center fielder. He just let go of that ball, and it was flying, man. It was a great tag by Rojas. Ellie De La Cruz.
Give Rojas a lot of credit on that, too.
Absolutely.
Whoa.
Also, great, smart play to know that you're not going to get the dude at home and at least just, try to get the runner out at third period. And the fact that it just so happened to happen before the run crossed the plate. I mean, that's just
it's a big
run-saving play.
Yeah. And again, harping on, this is the stuff that the Mariners needed to do to play winning baseball.
Yeah.
And now they're doing it, and look at that. They're getting wins. It's awesome.
Dude, early in the game, there was another play involving Ellie and Fraley, too. The strike him out, throw him out double play early in the game. Cal Raleigh's been throwing dudes out. Fraley got thrown out at second base while Ellie De La Cruz struck out. That was sick, too.
And Fraley is quick. He's got some speed.
So this game was a close game. It was 3-1.
3-1. We had the lead, wrapping up the game on Tuesday. Munoz comes in, does Munoz stuff, and then Stanek comes in, makes everyone freak out, like, no, not like this. And then fine, it was all right in the end. That Stanek panic was setting in, and we're like,
Yeah,
But, hey,
that was scary.
We got out of there with the win, series win, first of the season. It was a great day.
It was a really good day. We only went 1 for 7 with runners in scoring position, which isn't good.
No.
Not good at all. The previous day or the last day game against the Cubs, we were like 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position. So we blew it then too. But, I mean, things were picking up. We got the win, which is all that matters. That win in the column is what we need. We get another one on Wednesday. Who was pitching Wednesday?
Bryce Miller.
Yeah. Right, Bryce Miller.
Bryce Miller, phenomenal. All around, just great game. Good command. Yeah. 7 Ks from Bryce, and just that's what we're looking for, is just starting pitching all the way through, and we're getting it in back-to-back starts. We needed it for the sweep. We got it. It was absolutely phenomenal. Few home runs in the game. Cal, Garver, Rojas, all hitting bombs.
Yeah.
It's a great all-around win, and very good to see. Close out the homestand, the series, all with wins, and just
Break
swept
out the
them off the
brooms.
field.
Sweeping the Reds, our first series win of the season, and it's a sweep. Bryce Miller was looking sick out there, though.
Yes.
He pitched 6 innings with 1 hit. It's only that's who got him. That was when Ellie got him. Yeah. 1 walk, 7 Ks. He looked so good, man. Our bullpen was sick again. 3 innings, no walks, no hits, 5 K or no walks. Yeah, no hits, 5 Ks. They're striking out a lot of people. They're not letting runners on base. They're not walking guys. Dylan Moore looked good. He played shortstop for JP that day. He's always ready. Urias is proving that he can play some third base.
Yes.
He had a sick pick at third base. He's looking good over there. Plays on the run, hop shots right at him. He's proving himself worthy. I like the platoon we have going on.
I do too. I will say that I called it.
You did. You did.
In our preseason episodes, we're like, oh, what are you looking forward to the most? And I said, Rojas Urias at third base. I think it's going to be a good thing. Oh, is Garrett a baseball genius? Look how good they are.
They are good. Good call, Garrett.
Yeah.
It took them a while to get good.
Oh, they're learning on the fly, but
They
they're
are.
getting comfortable quick. They're looking nice. Haniger has an 8-game hitting streak at this point. He's getting RBIs all up and down. The dude's looking like Mr. Mariner out there. Mitch Haniger's the man out there. He's stroking the ball to left field, to right field, over the wall. He's good, man. I love Mitch Haniger.
Old Maniger.
So solid dub for the sweep.
He's great.
Yeah.
I'm just saying he's old.
Not yet, Garrett.
and-
He's not old yet.
Is he like 33? Oh,
Ancient.
ancient. Decrepit.
Hey,
And still killing it.
Showing up at
33s in the
4:30 for
room.
supper at the Old Country Buffet.
no Mitch Haniger slander.
No, he's awesome. He's
he's the man.
best player on our team.
I know.
What is it? You roast the ones you love?
I suppose.
He's great.
He's Mr. Mariner.
Yeah.
The Mariners are significantly better by having him back on the roster, and that's, point blank, bar none.
After having such a crappy season in San Francisco too, him coming back and then being like, I love Seattle. I want to be in Seattle. Thank God I'm playing baseball in Seattle. And you can see it when he plays baseball. You're like, oh, this dude is so much happier here.
Dude.
He loves this organization. I think he just has a good impact in the clubhouse. People around him look up to him because he's rad.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I've been saying we need to add this veteran presence all year
Yes.
last year, and we did. Polanco.
I was going to say, speaking of that, they were saying on the radio that Jonatan Clase comes onto the team, makes his major league debut, and they kind of put Polanco in charge of like mentoring him.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so sick.
So I was going to say, yeah, Polanco is another one of those
They were
guys.
saying that makes Polanco better too. Like, it's like that with a lot of things. Once you start to teach something, it helps you relearn it kind of.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So that's great for both of them.
Yeah, huge impact on the team. We have a lot of young guys that they kind of get more up and down emotionally. They're in the flow a different way than these veteran guys are. I hear Mitch Haniger saying things like, "Hey, yeah, I mean, I just try to go out there and I don't worry about the stats on the board. I just go out there and try to put the bat on the ball and hit the ball hard somewhere as often as I can and hope I can do that on a nightly basis and help the team win." And that's what he's thinking about every day. That's what Polanco's thinking about every day.
Yes.
He goes out there, looks like a professional, doesn't get too high or too low, and you know that it's going to come around with guys like that as long as they keep their head. And they lead by example. They lead in the clubhouse. I saw Polanco saying something like, it was a post-game interview with Polanco, and he was like, "Yeah, I mean, we're gonna give Jonatan everything he needs here. Like, we'll take care of him. He's our boy. Like, we got him." Like,
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
So that's great impact from both of those guys.
Question is, what do you think happens after Canzone comes back from the IL? Because, I mean, Clase is still very young. He's proven that he can perform at the major league level. However,
he's a replacement right now.
And I could see the team wanting to send him back down to Tacoma to get more time to develop. And
it all depends on how well he plays in these coming games. If he's making an impact every single day like he's doing right now, it's kind of hard to deny that the kid is on a roll. But then what do you do with Canzone? You're just another Luke Raley. You're not going to get a lot of starts. You're going to ride the bench. And you're going to get cold.
Well, the thing is with the roster slot, too, I wouldn't be... If they keep Clase up at the major league level and Canzone comes back, that leaves... they're going to have to make a roster move somewhere.
Yeah.
And would it be Raley?
I feel like at some point they're going to DFA Raley.
And I don't think he deserves it.
No, that's doing him dirty. But I see it. It's in the cards, right?
This is a... weird. This goes all directions here, this conversation, because we
haven't even finished our recap.
It should,
but no, this is a good one. It should just
be simple. It should be simple, right? Canzone's out. When Canzone gets back, Clase gets optioned back to AAA, and Canzone's back on the roster. It should be that simple, but it's not. Because the Mariners are complicated. We're trying to get Luke Raley more playing time. We are. Yes, we want him to play more because we see what he can do. He's finally kind of showing us who he is. Like I said, he had a triple and he had a bunt single in the same day. That's cool, man. This dude he played center field. He can play first base. He can hit home runs. And he can
let him play first base more.
So we're learning who Luke Raley is, but the point is here that Clase is making a difference every day, and if he does that, it's hard to know who to move or what to do. I will say...
So let's say Clase makes an impact every single day until Canzone gets back. What do you do?
I will say I was expecting Cade Marlowe instead of Clase to even get called up in the first place, so it was a surprise, but I think they're trying to be like, okay, his debut is going to be this year. We might as well debut him early. It's a good day to debut a guy on Jackie Robinson Day. It's more memorable that way for him. We can get the debut out of the way, see how he feels on the major league field, see how he vibes with the team, and all of that's going well. And it should be simple that he just gets optioned when he gets back. But Sam Haggerty is coming back from the IL soon too. He had an undisclosed operation, and I feel like Haggerty's just not even in the conversation.
At this point, who cares?
And there's so much conversation about, well, when Haggerty comes back, it's like, Haggerty who?
No.
We have Dylan Moore on our bench. We have Samad Taylor. Who's Haggerty? He
pretty much
wasn't even good for us. When I hear people talk about Haggerty, it's like, what are your good memories of Sam Haggerty really making an impact?
Spider-Man catch.
There's
That's
one or two plays.
Spider-Man catch. He also hit a pinch hit game-leading home run in New York
against the Yankees. Yeah,
a few years ago.
we have two memories of him doing things that are marginally helpful.
There's some positives.
No, that's what we're saying. So, how do you feel about the DFA Luke Raley option?
I hate it.
I do too.
I mean, yeah, it's doing the guy super dirty. He doesn't get a lot of playtime as it is. And I mean, he's going to get cold, man. You got to get him in games.
If Luke Raley hasn't done anything by the time we get Canzone back, then we're looking at that type of situation. But Luke Raley looks like he's going to do some things and do some damage and be
A great
helpful.
first baseman. I agree.
Yeah. Yeah, seems like he'll do things to prove that he's not a DFA kind of guy. I think we just option Clase and say, cool, we struck lightning in a bottle for his first come up, and we know what he can do for us down in August or September when the roster expands in September. We get 2 more players. We know that he's someone that we can use when we have another injury that's, I mean, we have Mitch Haniger running around in right field all the time.
He needs to play a lot less right field, by the way.
So I'm just
It's
saying,
scary watching old Maniger run around in right field, about to hurt
I-
himself at any moment.
he looks fine, man.
Yeah, he's great.
He looks stable. I think he's healthy, and I like him being out there as much as he wants to be out there. I know he'll tell them when he needs a day.
He wants to play 162 for sure.
No
but
way. He knows he has to stay healthy and needs days off. He should just tell them when those are.
Yeah.
Either way, whatever. We swept the Reds. That's awesome.
Yeah,
The Mariners' offense is heating up. The Mariners go to Colorado.
Yes.
The weather was so bad.
No, it's great weather.
Build
That's
a
why they
roof.
don't have a fucking roof.
It was
Build a
snowing.
roof.
Because the
on
weather's
your shit.
always nice.
It's snowing in Denver when the Mariners get out there.
Hey, Denver. Hey,
First
build
game,
a roof. What are you
First
doing?
game on Friday, postponed. We don't play.
Postpone.
Boring day. We had a day off on Thursday. We had a second day off on Friday. I was dying without Mariners baseball.
Yeah, it's enough. Like, even just the travel day, I'm like, oh man, no baseball today. But they're traveling to play more baseball, so I can live with it. But then when they get to where they're supposed to play, and we didn't know that it snows in Denver. I guess we can't play baseball today. That was a bummer. So, doubleheader on Sunday, which, I mean, that's a Sunday full of baseball, so that's exciting. But
Yeah.
Sometimes it snows in April. That's why you need to build a roof.
yes.
I looked up where the least amount of rain is in the world. It's somewhere in Chile. If you live in Chile and you're building a house, are you going to put a roof on that house?
Probably
Yes, because you know why? Sometimes the weather isn't that good.
Probably a good idea.
How do you build a ballpark with no roof, especially when you live in a place like Colorado? We're like, oh no, it's sunny in Colorado in April. Sometimes it fucking snows in April in Colorado.
It snowed in today's game, too, and they were just like, we're just playing through it. We
Good.
don't give a shit.
Yeah, Ty
Good.
France lost a pop-up in the infield, which was one of the hits Castillo gave up today. One of
I
the
do want to
few
talk about
hits.
today's game. Let's talk about the first game in Colorado.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Luis Castillo
It was
was
good.
dealing, guys. He's back, baby.
Not only was he was dealing in the cold.
Yeah,
which
he was.
is Castillo's kryptonite. His numbers are notoriously down when he plays in colder climates. And it was, I mean, the Arctic out there. They were building igloos in the outfield and shit. And he dominated, carved it up. Also, the Colorado Rockies are dog water. They are
Yeah, they're
bad.
They are a bad baseball team.
Sucks
4-16
for
after
Colorado.
today.
4-16. That is just it's
Pretty good.
I will say I did hear some fans out there in the bitter cold to the end cheering on the last double in the ninth inning.
I swear they
were
must
cheering.
have sold 3,000 tickets.
People were
And-
there.
They were
and
saying
the,
on the radio.
the microphones had to be directly above one section with 8 people in it because it was loud.
Yeah.
It was.
There's no way.
Honestly,
Did they really have a big turnout today?
They said it was like 25K.
Get out of town.
That's crazy.
Dave Sims was talking about it all broadcast. He's like, honestly, props to these fans. This is crazy. I don't know how you're doing this.
Wow.
And yeah, Dave Sims wasn't happy about the cold. But
They drink a lot of Coors and put on a beer sweater, and they
Yeah.
get through it together.
hey, shout out to Rockies fans though, because your
Dude,
team is
honestly,
ass.
way to
the
show
weather
up.
was garbage, and y'all came out and supported your team. So props to all y'all.
Props.
We respect
Way to
that.
show up. Yeah.
But and yeah, and like you said, even in the ninth inning, the game is pretty much run away with, and
Yeah.
they hit
Ezekiel Tovar hits a double.
with 2 outs, and you could still hear the crowd cheering. So
Yeah. Good
shout
for you
out
guys.
Colorado Rockies fans.
They
Big
know
respect.
it sucks, so they have to cheer for any good thing that happens by itself. They're without context.
I've been at Mariners games so bad where you cheer when the Mariners finally get a third out after like a 7-run inning, and you're just like,
way to wrap it up, boys. Woo!
you got out of there. Good shit. That's what we like to see.
So, well, Luis Castillo was dealing, man. 7 innings, solid, 2 hits, 1 walk, 9 strikeouts for the second time in a row. He's got his ERA down to a 4.40, and it's on the decline. Every start has gotten better. He didn't give up that home run this time. I mean, the lineup he was facing, let's face it, they're not that good. But Castillo was dialed in today. He had more command on all of his pitches than we've seen all season, and it's good to see he can do that in 35-degree or less weather.
And like you were saying, cold is his kryptonite. You think he was like just fearing for his life?
He's like, I have to pitch. Like, I have to be go, so I can have some body heat and warmth.
Yeah.
If I stand out. Because he was...
If I stand still too long, I'm going to die out here. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Also,
Leave.
he was powering through the hitters today. He was taking no breaks.
Yeah.
He was just getting the ball, set, throwing.
I think he's kind of usually like that, especially when he's feeling locked in. He just gets the ball and goes again. He's ready. I saw him do that all year last year. So we had a lot of hitters today do a lot of good things. J.P. Crawford was 2 for 5. Julio Rodriguez was 4 for 5, 2 RBIs and a run. Polanco was 0 for 3, but he had 2 walks. Yeah, he found his way to get on base. Yeah. Haniger had a tough day, 1 strikeout, 0 for 4. Luke Raley pinch hit, 0 for 1. Cal Raleigh.
The polar bear himself.
Cal Raleigh, dude. Now the polar bear, no, there's already a polar bear.
I know.
It's Pete Alonso.
Okay.
We can call him Big Dumper.
Yeah, I know he's Big Dumper, but man, he crushes in Toronto, he crushes in Colorado.
True, cold weather places.
The Penguin.
The Penguin.
The Penguin, dude.
See, I hit baseball.
Well,
I hit that one over the fence.
He was 4 for 4 today.
Oh, first pitch he saw.
And a walk.
Doink.
Yeah, gone. Home run. Cal Raleigh in the high altitude. Doesn't care it's cold.
I heard some people call him the Penguin.
The Penguin.
It's going around.
That's what I've heard.
Okay.
When he plays in those cold areas and just shows off, that's his alter ego.
Yeah, like how Logan's got Walter. There's a new guy out there. When the Penguin shows up, you better watch your ass.
It's below 40 degrees and Cal's looking to hit some dingers.
Ty France, 2 hits, 2 for 5.
Okay.
Clase, 2 hits, 2 for 5. I mean, Rojas came in, 1 for 4. Everyone was hitting, dude. Everyone was hitting today.
Was that 16 hits in the game?
Yeah, something like that. 16 hits, 7
Was it
runs.
1 strikeout?
It was 3 strikeouts by the end. But yeah, it was 1 through like 7 or 8 innings.
That's pretty good.
Really fucking good. That's the best game we've seen from the Mariners so far. The least strikeouts in any game so far. We walked 6 times and struck out 3 times.
That's phenomenal.
That's what we want to see, especially facing a team like the Rockies. Sorry, Rockies.
Sorry.
We got to sweep your ass tomorrow.
Yeah.
And
doubleheader tomorrow.
And that's the thing is, like, good teams. I mean, look at in the past when we've seen the Mariners too, and we're like, oh, these are games they have to win. Oh, you're playing these kind of teams. If you're a playoff caliber team, you should win these. We've said that in the past. And like this with the Reds and the opening game of the Rockies series, that's another thing coming to fruition is these are teams that you should be beating.
The Reds had a winning record coming into our series against them.
Yeah,
though.
they did. They were hitting
That
the
was
ball.
That was a happy surprise that we swept them.
But we still should
But
be
yes, we
beating
got to sweep
teams like
Colorado
that.
for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
It shows we can do it. We're ready to do it. We're recording here on 4/20 Saturday night.
Happy holidays, everybody.
Happy holidays. And going at it tomorrow. 2 games on Sunday. So we're hoping to get 2 wins one day, a sweep, back-to-back sweeps.
And end the day in first place. Sole possession of first place.
And guess who's pitching?
No, just tell
Kirby.
us.
George
Okay.
Kirby.
George Kirby.
Guess who's pitching game 2, though?
Emerson Hancock.
Yeah.
He's pitching game 2. So we'll see what he can do in the high altitude. I'm kind of worried he doesn't have the best strikeout shit, but if he just gets poor contact all day, I'd be so happy if he goes 5 innings and then our bullpen can take over. I'm worried about him, but he's been doing okay.
I say we take a break.
Yeah, let's do that.
We come back and we shoot the shit.
Let's do it.
All right, we're back from our break. You're listening to the Mariners Sogcast here on Sog Radio.
The Sogcast.
Get dented.
Get dented.
One of the things before we went into break, mentioning the Saturday game for the Mariners, Jonatan Clase, again, almost hit an inside the park grand slam.
Yes.
There was an error on the play, so it wasn't it would be more like a little league grand slam.
It doesn't
Still
matter.
would have been in our hearts, you know what I mean?
It would have been phenomenal. He went
it
for
still
it.
was in our hearts, even
Yeah.
though he didn't get
wa-
the full inside the park grand slam.
He went for it.
I'm glad he went for it.
Yeah, and he still got a bases clearing. I mean, the bases were loaded too.
0 outs.
And, clears the bases. And I'm glad they sent him. I'm glad he went for it.
Wave him.
Go ahead, send him. The Mariners.
Could you imagine, though, day 4 of your MLB career, you get an inside the park grand slam? Like,
would have been wild. He got tagged out
what
at
can
the
you do?
plate. It was close. But I'm glad he sent him. And why not?
Send him.
Yeah.
You have to at that point. You sent everyone else, and this kid's a flyer, dude. He's flying.
And they needed a perfect relay. And, Colorado, to their credit, they're still major league ball players.
He easily could have had that.
But they just made a perfect relay and were able to tag him out at the plate. Still, though, that's a...
got him.
Got him.
He's out. Sorry.
thought you were like punching
He's
a fly.
out of here.
But still 3 RBIs, bases clearing, and he got a single and then reached second and third on the air. So it was a single with 3 RBIs and got thrown out at the plate. But
It's awesome. I
It
think,
was
I think
really
it
cool.
ended up being 2 RBIs and 1 credited to the error, but
I
that's
think
all
they-
the scoring stuff.
oh yeah,
At first, it was 3, but then they as the game went on, they corrected it.
reverted.
There was a little
Yeah.
bit of discrepancy in the booth between Sims and Riz. They were like, no, I actually think it was 2 runs. that
Yeah,
were
did you see
credited to-
Garver pull up a little bit before?
Yeah, Garver may have held up a little bit at third
I
base
don't
there.
know. I
Yeah.
think they'll take away that 3rd RBI.
Yeah, they did.
And they did, yeah.
But it would have been awesome to see him get an inside the park grand slam.
Yes.
The only other one we know off the top, Dan Wilson
Number 6.
hit a catcher
That's right.
with an inside the park grand
In
slam
the Kingdom.
in the
I would
Kingdom.
say the catcher, not a catcher.
I was there.
Well, he was the catcher for sure.
I was at that game.
You were at that game?
I was at that
no
game.
No way.
I was
Crazy,
there.
man.
It was wild.
How old are you? 6 years old?
I was very young.
Yeah.
My memory of it are fuzzy, but it was such a big moment that I remember it happening. And yeah, that was crazy,
That is insane.
especially for a catcher. Not knowing
The catcher.
the catcher.
They must have misplayed that ball so bad and had a terrible relay to have Dan Wilson get all 4 bases, dude.
I'm sure he was tuckered out.
I'm sure he was very tuckered afterwards. Yeah, he had to go take a breather. Amazing
Penguin could
though.
never.
I can't wait for another inside the park grand slam.
Yeah, the day Cal Raleigh hits an inside the park grand slam that's the day we win the World Series.
the catcher.
The catcher, yeah.
Ah. Well, I mean, early in the week, I had notes about how Julio, JP, Cal, Garver, they were all hit, even Polanco, they were all hitting under around 200. Things are turning around a little bit. The approach got simpler. I heard something, it was around Monday or Tuesday when the Reds came into town. It was either Shannon or Jen on the radio. They were saying the Mariners, they're adopting a simpler approach. They're going to try something different. They did. It paid off immediately. They got to Montas.
They were laying off
patient.
pitches low in the zone.
They were. That game specifically because Montas has a splitter and all the breaking stuff that starts down is going to be out of the zone. They have to attack each pitcher differently.
Yeah.
And they have been. They know what each pitcher has, and they're leaving pitches alone. You know, they're not chasing as much.
And
they're
it's
walking
changed
more.
literally everything
So that paid off immediately, whatever the simplification of the approach is.
Today in Cal's postgame his interview on the radio, he's saying, we just doubled down on the game plan.
Right.
So if the game plan is to lay off your pitches, just pick the nice ones. They've been walking more. They've been so many less strikeouts recently. And good. Keep double down.
And Clase has injected a little bit of that contact speed thing we need.
Too.
And we have too much
spark.
of that. Yeah. We have too much of that like strikeout home run potential and not enough of that speed contact thing. So he's injected that immediately, and it's good to see him clicking. And that's what our team needed too, is a little more danger on that side of things. Put the ball in play, good things happen, right? So Brant Brown is our new hitting coach this year. I know he played for the Pirates in his career. He was a former major league player.
He's not the offensive coordinator.
That's a different guy.
Guy, okay.
I think Brant Brown's our hitting coach. Maybe he's our offensive coordinator. I don't really remember. I didn't do...
we still don't know what that job
Brant
entails.
Brown is a new guy in our organization.
Cool.
And I think he's trying to bring a different approach as well. There's been a decision made, I don't know if Brown's behind this, but there is a decision made to use the iPads less in the dugout.
I saw that.
That
was a big deal when they said that, yeah.
That's the biggest thing for me, man.
Really?
Yeah, it's important.
I didn't give that a lot of credibility. I was like, that's just something they're going to tell you.
Well, think about if they're over analyzing, right? So they get done with their at bat,
rewatching all their at bats and stuff,
and they're just like over analyzing. They're over focused, and they're just not letting the players breathe and play. The players know how to make adjustments. And if you're just harping on them like, oh,
this is what you did wrong.
This and
look at it.
Yeah. And then you're just so hyper focused and you're like, okay, I can't make that mistake again. And I mean, as always, different strokes for different folks. But I know for me that whenever I was in the batter's box and I started thinking, I was like, oh, fuck this. I'm already out of place in this at bat.
Just get the last at bat out of your mind, go into the next at bat a new man.
That's what it is.
Right?
So to me, it's kind of like over an analytical thinking during the gameplay doesn't allow players to get in the right headspace to perform their best. You get that paralysis by analysis problem like you're talking about. So, and it does happen. It's so hard to be in the moment when you're there and not think too hard. Like, you have to study the game off the field and play the game that's happening in front of you right now. You're in it. You have to be in that moment, not outside of it thinking about all of the things you've thought about to be ready for that moment. Just leave that stuff alone and let that simmer in the background and use it as a subconscious benefit that all of those things, and just go out there and do your best.
And we're seeing the results from that. And and it's not like they're not watching film and stuff. They're still doing that, but they're doing it outside of the game. They're doing it in their pregame warm-ups or running through notes early in the morning,
hitters meetings,
all that kind of stuff. But now they've really made it a point of, hey, we're not going to bust out the iPad in the middle of games and overanalyze everything. And we're seeing the results from it. The Mariners have been hitting the ball like crazy, working counts, not being stupid, not chasing stuff incredibly out of the zone.
Right.
I mean, it's been a 180 from the offense that we watched the first 2-3 weeks of the season.
From that last game of the Cubs series to the first game of that Reds series, the game changed entirely.
Yes.
It's so nice to see that because we wanted to see that happening right off the bat, see the Mariners playing competitive offensive baseball, put the pressure on starting pitchers, but we were letting starting pitching just roll us for a week and a half straight. Even our good games, it was like 1 for 6 runners in scoring position, 12 left on base. It's like, fuck, can we
completely turn that around?
Let's
Started
cash some of
chasing
those
pitchers off the mound, getting to bullpens and just...
This is the first
winning games, man.
Big week, and I think Clase has been a little bit of a catalyst. It's something to get the boys excited in the clubhouse for too, to have something that's going to be positive no matter what the I don't know. It's just fun. It's more fun that way. He's been what we needed, and I don't know what it is about Mitch Garver and Mitch Haniger, but one of them has been great and one of them's been kind of sucking a little bit. What do you think about Garver this last few days?
Garver got it together toward the end of the, today and not yesterday. Wednesday.
This last few days.
The last couple of days, he's kind of pulled it together, but
I agree.
I remember messaging you guys and being like, our designated hitter is hitting.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he got the home run, we're like, oh, the DH actually did the H part. That's exciting.
Yeah.
That's good. Glad he finally got a hit. I don't know how I feel about Garver. We brought him in to be our everyday DH. And
It's been rough.
Yeah, we haven't seen the results early on that we've wanted to see. And I'm not familiar enough with him to know is he traditionally a slow starter, or does he come out of the gates? Normally, does he start the season red hot? And he's not this year. I'm not overly familiar. I know he was great for the Rangers. He got the job done, had a good bat. We're just not really seeing it from him early on. But I wouldn't say he's not like a complete black hole in the lineup. No. It's not an automatic out, but it's close. And we're going to start needing to see some more production from him soon.
Yeah.
It's not every time he comes up to bat, you're like, there's a big moment in there yet. I think we're going to get there, though.
I was worried for the first couple weeks. This week we're seeing more life. He's seeing the ball better. The whole team is, and he is as well. I noticed he when he puts the bat on the ball, he does try to put it in the air with backspin. That's launch mode type stuff. And he hits lefties well. I know that's his strength. His career splits are really good against left-handed pitching. So we'll have him in there against lefties. And if he's streaky, that's okay as long as he does the damage when we need him to. And I mean, he's put the ball over the fence now. He's showed us that he can work counts and put the ball in the air, which is good. That's something we need. I still see a lot of positives in but overall, I don't think he's been great. And I'm kind of worried, but I'm not worried because we have other hitters we can rotate through the DH spot as well. And he'll be there when we need him, and I think he's another veteran in our lineup that I just hope he doesn't fall off kind of like A.J. Pollock-esque last year, but I think he's a better player than that.
Well, I mean...
But that's the reason we got Pollock is because he hits lefties well, and then he fell off a cliff. So.
Haniger can DH. Rayleigh can play right field.
I believe Garver's a tier above that. So
sure.
I'm not worried about him like I saw Pollock last year. I'm just comparing it to that because I think he's a tier above that.
I see what you're saying, but also like what Garrett's saying, if let's say Garver isn't getting it together, like we can use Haniger as a DH. We have some depth there. We can put Rayleigh in right field. I don't know.
Dylan Moore in left field.
Sure.
Like all kinds of things. We have a lot of outfield depth for sure.
Yes.
There's a point that's going to come where we're going to have to give Mitch less playing time.
I just hope he's
just
honest
for his
about
own
when
protection.
He needs days off. When he needs days off, he needs to tell them he needs that day off, so
That's
he's not
so
pushing
much
himself.
To ask a baseball player to be like, you
enough.
tell us when you don't want to play baseball.
I don't think
it happens.
They're going to say no.
They're going to plan to have days off. They just have to be on the same page about it, and you know
it's
what
tough.
I mean. And
that's got to be a hard
very
relationship to
mature
balance.
Player, and I think he is honest about when he needs a day and also how to move the schedule if there's a planned day off. Be like, you know what? Let's move that off day to here and we'll work that off day in, but I'm playing that night because I feel good this week or whatever,
I hope so.
I think they're honest about that, and he's mature enough to handle those things and will help young players do that as well and do that with them.
How do you guys feel about Jonatan Clase's appearance affecting Julio?
I don't think it does. I think
No?
it's
I think
Not at
it's
all?
a
I think
catalyst.
it's good. I
Well,
think
then that's what I
good
mean.
impact.
yeah. Oh, yeah, like
No,
from
I'm
a
not saying negatively. I'm just saying in general. Like, is it good? Is it bad to see another young guy come up? I mean, I don't think it's bad at all. I'm just asking you guys the question.
I think he's a catalyst for Julio.
Yeah, it's good.
I agree.
And one of the things, the front office, the reason why they decided to go with Clase when they have other prospects that could be brought up.
And proven Cade Marlowe.
Yeah, there are some proven guys in Tacoma right now and also some other prospects. But they felt that Clase was going to give this team the little boost. It was like a personality thing along with his ability. It's not like he's just there for smiles. But they knew with his ability and with his personality, they felt that it was going to be a good addition to the team right away. And they knocked it out of the park.
They did.
That is very, very good decision on their part because we are seeing the results right away.
Even if Clase may not knock one out of the park, I mean, he's a win in my eyes for sure. This kid is electric at 21 years old. I don't know what his ceiling looks like or if he has power potential, but we don't really need much of that. He's doing exactly what he needs to do, which is more of what we need, the guy at the plate to just do their job at the time. And
So
he's
I guess
the guy that does that.
What I'm wondering is, have you guys noticed that it's affected Julio? Like, what do you think? Because I feel like Julio's gotten better since Clase came up.
Yeah.
I think it's just more of the Mariners making a bunch of right decisions at the same time.
That's just going to help everybody.
Yeah, the whole thing is just a bunch of right decisions in a row. They tweaked their hitting. Their defense has gotten better. The starters are being more reliable day in and day out.
God, our starters are good.
It's another young Hispanic guy in the clubhouse that he can speak Spanish to.
That's huge.
I think they're all Dominican, right? Julio, Castillo, and Clase. And maybe there might be more. Munoz? No, I think he's Mexican. I might be wrong about that. I think he's from Mexico.
Yeah, I think he played for Mexico.
But I can't.
WBC.
But yeah, that's a good point too, though. A lot of people who can kind of relate, get along very well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it helps. You don't want to have
lift the whole team up. Yeah,
you don't want to have an alienated guy in the dugout, and I'm wondering if
that's why there's no Germans. Who's gonna talk to that guy?
Yeah, I wonder if Rayleigh's feeling a little bit just kind of odd man out. Because I was interesting when I was watching him in spring training. He did a spring training interview, and he was talking about how it feels awkward when you join a new team and you don't know anybody, and you're going to work every day, and you don't know these guys, and you want to be a part of them and stuff. And so I know he had some little adjustments as he was joining the team throughout spring training. And I wonder if that's still just kind of carrying over, if he doesn't really click with the team, which we've seen happen a million times. And, sometimes it's not even the player's fault. Just certain places aren't good fits for players. I hope Rayleigh likes it here. From what I've heard from him, from his interview, he seemed like a team player guy. He seems like a solid dude. Seems like an asset you want on the team. I'm just wondering if, I don't know. It's like little things too.
No, I get it. Like Jesse Winker was not a good fit for us.
Correct.
He really tried though.
I mean,
he did. He had.
I know Mitch Haniger and Winker ended up with a lot of beef.
Oh,
because Haniger did not like Winker's work ethic. He thought Winker was kind of phoning it in.
Too many chicken wings.
Winker's a whole different kind of guy, man, for sure. And I think he tried. I mean, he had issues.
I think he's having a pretty good season.
He ran into the wall. He's having a great season.
Yeah,
he's on my fantasy baseball team right
now. Good for you.
Yeah,
he's but maybe it didn't work well here.
Yeah,
but I mean, he fought the entire Angels. He coined the term electric factory. He did a lot for the team.
He did coin electric factory.
He didn't play good baseball, but that's about all he didn't do.
But
he was
Luke
good
Rayleigh,
otherwise.
though. Luke Rayleigh, he's playing the role that Mike Ford played last year, which sucks.
Yes.
Because Rayleigh is way more useful than Mike Ford. Mike Ford could do one thing, right? He's kind of a one-dimensional player, and you know what he can do. Hit a right-handed pitcher especially and go deep. For power, OPS, whatever, slugging. And now we have Luke Rayleigh that has defensive prowess, first base, center field, any outfield position. He's fast. He's like 6'4", 230.
He is quick.
He can hit bombs.
Deceptively big and fast.
He strikes out some, but he's very useful. He hit a triple and he laid down a bunt for a single because they
That
shifted
was
so
excellent.
hard on
We didn't
him.
talk about that at all.
It's like, dude, I mentioned it, but
He did.
Oh, you did? Okay, he laid
yeah.
down a perfect
Dude.
bunt. That was excellent.
They shifted on him so hard because he hit the ball to that. Like he's hitting balls to the wall, and then he's hitting dinky little bunts because they have their third baseman playing shortstop. It's like cool. Like he's very useful. He's not just Mike Ford, which we should have used more anyway, but we're using him the same way we used Mike Ford, which is not great. We want to see more
This is
Luke
a
Raley.
good point.
And Rayleigh's better than Ford, yeah.
Yeah.
So
He is.
he's getting the same exact treatment. Just randomly comes in.
And I don't think it's time to panic. I think they'll keep him around. I don't think they're going to DFA him anytime soon. I think that's a little bit too much forward thinking, too much panic button. And the panic button did come into sight early last week.
It was
like for the first time it made an appearance, and it did not take long for it to be sitting there off in the distance looking at it like, oh no, how fast are we going to get to that red panic button in the distance?
Vibes were bad in the chat that day.
But it's not here on the table in our podcast right now. So when the
You know
panic
what?
button arrives, we'll have it here.
Yeah.
A lot of people saying like, this many games isn't a good sample size of like a good gauge of what the team is like yet. And I'm like, I disagree.
I think it takes about 30
No.
games. And
No,
we're seeing it now develop. You see, like
Yeah.
we've
We
seen
can
the
have
development.
dramatic takes like Julio's never going to hit a home run,
yeah.
things like that. And it's like, that's just part of baseball. That's the fun of
Hyperbolic bullshit.
yeah. It's like, you see all you people who said that blah, 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 and blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah. I was right the whole time. It's like, good. I'm happy for you. Like, we're all on the same team. We're all rooting for the Mariners.
Yeah, I need to
I think it's funny that like,
have some humility and like
Sure.
see what happens.
we're
in
gonna
the
take a
long run.
lot of L's.
We're gonna sit here and be like, we'll see what happens in September, buddy. The guy that's freaking out, right? Like,
Right,
you're like,
right.
okay, we'll see. I'll talk to you
I
at
think
the end of August.
That's part of the fun, though, is the drama of like, oh, Julio had a great week. Oh no, Julio's slumping.
Yeah.
Oh, is he a terrible start? Are we gonna see this for the next 8 years of Julio being a bad starter?
Is
It's like,
Julio who we thought he was?
that's fun. That's like what we're doing here, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Week by week, I
These
suppose.
big bold titles. Is Julio the guy you think he is? It's like, sure, put that out, and then next week be like, everything was fine. Everybody calm down.
Yeah,
That's
he's
part
actually
of-
pretty good. He just
that's-
had a bad week.
That's part of the
Let's
ups
all
and downs
relax.
of. I think it's very funny.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely does go on like a week by week basis of like, because a guy can be hot for 5 days and then fall off a cliff for 5 days. And with us doing this weekly, I mean, in those 5 days, we're like, damn, he's really looking good. He's coming up for like any player. And then, 5 days later, you're like, oh, fuck, I don't know about this guy, man.
You know who's looking good? Josh Rojas.
Josh Rojas is looking great.
Man, that dude's stroking the ball. He looks really good at the plate. He looks like a left-handed Suarez that can make contact.
Let's
Like-
go.
like-
I'm excited about Rojas.
Liking
too.
a lot of Rojas.
Do you think he can be like 15, 20 homer guy if he plays enough?
I don't know. We're seeing the power from Polanco a little bit that I've been really high on. Is
Yeah.
that like Polanco's going to get his power numbers, and
He is.
and Rojas could be in the same boat. Kind of. I mean, he's not going to drop 40 bombs on a season, but I mean, damn, 15 home runs for like a middle infielder, corner infielder. That's
I see Polanco hitting about 20, and then with Rojas with the platoon he's in, yeah, he'll probably hit 12 to 15 or something like that. But that's effective since he's only playing half the time. If Urias can keep up, like he seems like he's getting better. He seems like he's a good hitter, but I don't know.
I feel like
what do you?
Urias seems like he's getting better defensively, but
Yeah.
still at the plate is.
It's good and
wishy-washy.
bad. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. He seems one of those contact speed guys.
Rojas can hit.
Rojas can hit. Yeah, that's the thing. They're different guys.
Yes.
People talk about Urias being kind of a power guy, but I haven't seen any of
I haven't
that.
seen a lot of power out of that.
When we got him, it's like, oh yeah, he has some pop. It's like, where?
where.
What
Does
pop?
anybody
What?
talk about Rojas being a contact guy? Because Rojas, contact guy.
Rojas can hit the ball for sure.
Yeah, man.
He's ripping it. I don't know. I think our platoon is better than Gino would be this year for our team. I hate to say it. I love Gino.
I agree.
Although, have you seen the numbers? Teoscar, Gino, Kellenic, all of them.
Fraley.
Yeah.
That's the case of they wouldn't have been good here.
Yeah.
They're good now.
It's a different situation for them.
Like when Kellenic went to the Braves, we wish him all the best, and we really believe he's going to be a better player on the Braves.
He's not going to
For
hit
the Mariners,
429
not that good
with
of a
an
player.
889
Yeah.
OPS but in 17 at-bats because he only gets half of a game here and there. Like one start every week or whatever. I don't know. He's not playing that much, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
So he gets the opportunities when it's beneficial for him. They put him in the spots they need him to, in low leverage spots in the lineup, and he gets it done. Same with Teoscar.
1,000%. That's exactly what we said about Kellenic too. Is that he's no longer the guy. He gets to be a guy. Gives him more room to breathe and be the player he needs to be.
We did
And
talk
we didn't
about
give
this.
him that opportunity in Seattle.
No.
He was supposed to get out there and hit bombs and be the best.
He wishes he had a hot start like Clase did.
Yeah, he does.
Like,
Yeah, because he was supposed to be right there with Julio. Supposed to be like Julio Kellenic,
they were going to be the guys.
the guys,
and
right?
only Julio's the guy.
And then Class A shows up. Stay Class A, San Diego.
Class A.
And yeah, I mean he's cool headed. He's just the best, man. He's so fun to watch. I really hope he doesn't Caballero and fizzle out.
Oh, man. We were high on Caballero. Also, I
And he came back and he's having a great
He
season.
helped us out
I
last
saw him hit a home run
Yeah.
for the A's like 2 days ago. I was swinging by a bar and the A's game was on.
for the A's, the Rays.
No, he's
A's.
on the Rays.
He's on the Rays, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's on the Rays. You know what?
Oh my God, I'm thinking of Toro. Sorry,
Oh,
I saw
Toro.
Abraham.
Toro's on the A's?
I saw Abraham Toro
didn't
hit a
know
home
that.
run, and I
I've
was
got
like,
something.
Oh,
I got something about Caballero.
what's up?
He was the last active player that was qualified to not have a base on balls yet. Javi Baez
I saw that too.
took a walk, and Caballero was the last standing man that was qualified with enough at bats that didn't have a base on balls. So he be swinging the bat over there. It's hit or nothing for that guy. So,
I'm happy for him.
Yeah, that's cool for him, I guess. I don't know if that's who we needed. I don't know. I like
No,
Luke
probably
Raley.
not.
I like Luke Raley more than I like Caballero. He did help
Yes.
us out early last year when we needed him to at second base.
He was fun for a month.
He was really fun.
But then he kind of fell off. You
And
know,
then it
we'll see
stopped
what
being
he can
fun.
do.
And it was just sad.
Our offense overall has been better, man. JP's looking better. Julio's getting hits left and right.
looking better?
Ty Fran, yeah, I think
I'm
JP's
worried.
having better at bats.
Okay. Can
He's
you
hitting the
convince
ball
me?
kinda hard.
Because I'm worried that
Um,
JB is looking not so good.
Well, tomorrow after
He's at the top of our lineup. That's how I can convince you.
tomorrow after
Okay.
the sweep, he's gonna have a great day. It's gonna be phenomenal.
He'll be fine.
Yeah. I'm just saying. So
Okay,
the
yeah.
Mariners have, at least for right now, they've turned a corner. They playing a
You have your JP bobblehead over there. You have some faith in your boy.
They're playing a lot better baseball, up and down, every which way. I mean, defense much better, hitting, the pitch selection, chasing pitchers, working counts, all phenomenal. Defense much better, making the plays. Still not the crispest defense. Not a whole bunch of Gold Glove winners out there. Julio's one, but I mean, for the most part,
No errors this week, except for the Luis Castillo one.
Yeah, dude, no errors
That's
this
it.
week.
that Ty France drop pop up could.
Oh, today?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
it's snowing.
Oh, when he looks up and he
dude.
lost it in the snow. Yeah,
Oh, it would have happened if they had.
We'll
a
give
dome.
him a break on that one.
exactly.
That wasn't
If
an
they
E.
had a fucking roof, there would have been no snow. Yeah.
JP Crawford was 2 for 5 today. That's the hope you have. That's 400 batting average, buddy. Look
That's
for
pretty
2
good.
for 5 every
pretty
day for the next week. Look
Okay.
for a
I'll be
bunch of
looking.
walks.
I want to
Look
come
for
into next
runs.
week so high on JP Crawford. Be like, I knew it. I never doubted him for a second.
I was saying it the whole time.
Yeah.
Well, Polanco's hitting 174. Are you more worried about him than JP?
You know what's crazy? I'm not.
Yeah, I think they can put them both in the same boat, and they're coming up together on the rising tide here.
Thank you. I needed that.
Yes, there you go, Garrett. Just for you, buddy.
Thanks,
and
bud.
all you out there listening, please subscribe to our video down there somewhere. And we would really appreciate it. We're trying to make this transition to video. So hello.
What do you have on your side? You have like and comment, or you have
Like it.
like, dislike, all that? What do I have? I have how many views we got? It's like right here.
Probably.
Can we get that to 200? That'd be cool.
Yeah, 200. Tell your friends. Share it.
Thank you all so much for being a part of it with us, and especially with our new change to video. We've been having a lot of fun with working on the sets, adjusting, and I hope you guys have really been enjoying our new medium, so to speak.
Are you guys worried about... I got one other thing here.
Yeah.
Oh, what's up?
Are you guys worried about how often players are ripping their pants open?
Oh, man.
What is going on here?
I'm
Taking off my hat for this one.
because it's expected. The Fanatics jersey kerfluffle has been a shit show
It's
since
bad.
the very beginning. So I hope more pants rip. Honestly,
I want to see so much rip pants.
Apparently,
Yeah.
you can see right through them. They're ripping left and right. We don't even have our Sunday cream alternates until May,
Whenever?
June. I don't know, indefinitely. We had Bryce Miller had to wear the Bat Boys pants because they were the wrong size or the wrong color. I don't know what's going on, man. All of this jersey stuff, they should have been prepared for this transition, and they're dropping the ball hard. It is funny to see people's pants rip open. And
They rip
have to
so
go do that.
easily.
It's like,
Yeah.
man, what is...
I saw one really good comment. It was like someone slided into third, pants rip, and they're like, to be fair to Fanatics, they weren't built, like they didn't construct these pants. No, they said, to be fair, the person sliding into third base did something that the pants weren't capable of doing. A routine slide into third base. So I butchered that, but it's still pretty funny. It's like, yeah, no,
Like, what
they're
is going on?
they're so thin and crappy.
Yeah, it's just bad. It's really awful when you're at the stadium too. The last names on the jerseys are incredibly small. It is very hard to read players' names.
It is. It's weird
And,
looking.
I sat really close on the first base line during one of the Cubs games, and shout out Mike Napoli. He was the first base coach. But I was in row 13, so I am close to this field, and I had to like lean in and squint to be like, oh, is that Napoli?
Hey, will you grab my binoculars? I need to see
I'm
you.
on the first baseline.
Just like, but yeah, these jerseys are a shit show. I hope more pants rip. I hope everything goes wrong until MLB steps in and changes and gets better jerseys for the players, because it's honestly a bit of an embarrassment.
It's hilarious and stupid.
Yeah.
It does make the entire major leagues look like a cheap
I have a nicer jersey.
cheap knockoff of what baseball's supposed to be, right?
I have a
For
nicer
sure.
jersey for my baseball league that I'm in. It is it's really put
we wore
together.
nicer jerseys in high school.
Yeah.
Like these jerseys that they're wearing out there are so thin and cheap looking.
This
It's
is
insane.
a giveaway jersey.
Yeah, like,
is this
they-
like what they're wearing?
Yeah,
on
they're
the
wearing
field?
like that kind of material, dude.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Especially
I
in their
would
pants.
never slide in this. This is gonna tear easily.
Yeah.
That's why I just wear it.
They're
to
wearing
look
that
nice.
weird, breathable, stretchy, cheap ass
Oh,
material
man.
without like.
They have
stitched
pants
on
made of
letters.
this?
Even
I mean,
thinner, probably.
They're probably better material
This
than
is
that.
so bad.
But
I could probably just rip it open Hulk style, just sitting here.
But it's happening too much. They need to do something about that.
They need to make some changes, and the Mariners need to keep winning ball games. Which
We have players coming back from the IL,
Oh yeah.
but it's not really right now. Woo and Brash are making steps towards returning. Snyder and Bolton, Bizzardo, Santos, Haggerty, a lot of pitchers.
Forgot all about Bizzardo.
forgot all about Haggerty.
Haggerty hopefully just never makes it all the way back here, and
Yeah, dude.
hopefully we get it Brash and Woo back soon, so we don't have to worry a lot about Emerson Hancock. I want to see what Woo's got. I want to see Matt Brash hold it down in the back end. That's they're coming back soon.
Ish.
Incoming Matt Brash. Incoming Brian Woo.
Woo!
Woo. Anyway, yeah, I mean, I think that's it, boys.
Okay.
Thank you all so much for listening or watching now that we're on video.
Yeah, thank
Joining
you.
us for another week. We'll be back next week and hopefully with more good news and keeping you the most informed fan base.
That's right.
Thank you all, and we'll see you next week. And go Mariners!
Did you try the sandwich?
No, I didn't go this week.
You said.
I'm
You
gonna-
can't say I'm going on Wednesday. I'll buy you a
I
beer.
said I
and
might
then
go
not
on
go.
Wednesday. I said I might.
That's shitty.
I said I might.
I'm gonna
dude.
call you out for that. Matt,
Said
did
I
you end up
might.
going to that game on Wednesday?
I said I might go. I work late on Tuesday. Okay, it's hard.
Oh,
It's fucking hard.
hard.
Shit's hard, dude.
That shit hard.